Hello, I'm Louis, Prince of Florin. It's always a pleasure to meet someone new. It would have been better if things were less messy. You mean Victor, the deposed Crown Prince? No, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince. I learned of his victory on the flying Main Prairies. Glory to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince. He saved my hometown, Marta. Oh, I see you haven't heard my story yet. I'm the Prince of Florin, but I only found that out 2 years ago. Until then, I lived the life of an ordinary shepherd boy in Marta. Finding out that I was the prince was more than a shock. Girls used to tell me that I looked like a prince, but I assumed they just thought I was handsome. Anyway, it's a very long story. I'll tell you more another time if you'd like. My father is definitely on the side of His Royal Highness, but the Blood Alliance has started to gather their forces there. The Great Northern Wall collapsed a while ago. It'll be difficult to reinforce the troops until the war has settled down a little. Until now, Florin has relied on the Great Northern Wall to block the Blood Alliance. But even a combination of lumen and dwarf construction techniques couldn't make it stand forever, I suppose. 2 sections of the wall have almost entirely collapsed recently, and the Blood Alliance is invading through those gaps. We've managed to rescue the treasures of the Kingdom of Florin from the gap to the west. We thought we could catch our breath for a while, but I heard the situation is now dire at the gap to the east. We can't help but rely on General Lauren and his soldiers for now. The treasure was a gift from a grand mage to the Kingdom of Florin a long time ago. It's a powerful stone which generates an impenetrable defensive barrier. People say its creation was a great miracle, inimitable by any mages alive today. The mage's name was Sulla, if I recall correctly. I've had to learn so much in such a short time. I'm still trying to catch up. Anyway, he's supposed to be a figure who ascended to governor of the city during the days of the Lumen Empire. Go to the west of the Holden Fort, and you should find a gap in the Great Wall of Castor Grandis there. Maybe you'll even see the barrier stone, the treasure of our kingdom. Our soldiers will also welcome anyone willing to fight alongside them. General Lauren of our kingdom is planning an operation to drive out the Blood Alliance. If the operation succeeds, the kingdom's northern border should settle down. Then, we'll be able to send more troops to help Prince Victor. We shepherds are always busy, whether we're needed to fight or tend our flock. And I hear the Eastern Front is desperate for soldiers. I'd go and fight alongside them right now. Only if I could. My father, His Majesty, has issued me with a diplomatic mission. We're in our current perilous state because the Emperor ordered his Imperial Army to retreat from the Northern Front. His Majesty has to rely on support from the Physis Order to reinforce his troops. But it's not enough. He's trying to gain help from the Silent Warriors who shelter themselves under the Order. I contacted the Abbot from the Curia Order to try and forge ties with them. But I'm still waiting for a reply. There was once a Silent Warrior named Melkia who visited the Kingdom of Florin. She was unsociable, but her skills were hard to beat. If all Silent Warriors are like her, they'd be a great help to us. Of course, we would compensate them properly for their help. I've heard there have been some serious disputes between the Silent Warriors and the Emperor recently. Perhaps it would be best for the Silent Warriors to move their base to a self-governing territory. The Kingdom of Florin, for example.
like we've blown our golden chance. We have to do something before it's too late. When are the reinforcements coming? You think I need your help? Oh yes, I need your help. I need it like I need a hole in the head. Why? You think you can help? Well, thanks for offering, but no. Thanks. Right now, what we need is a warrior who can breach the enemy camp at risk of their own life. This is not a mission for a civilian, even a competent one. If we keep wasting time like this, we'll be overrun before long. Before more enemy troops find us, we have to destroy the underground tunnel they've been digging. The question is, how can we get a bomb in there? Because the Blasted Knight came to save me, but then he died in my place. Now I'm the commander-in-chief of the camp, so I can't leave. If we send a private, he'll be dead before he even reaches the mouth of the tunnel. Are you kidding me? If this camp is breached, the Blood Alliance will invade the villages in a moment. I don't know if we can protect the camp forever, but there's no way we're walking away from it. Well, if you want to die, that's fine by me. Short of soldiers, not short of bombs. Take this bomb to the Blood Alliance's tunnel. If you come back alive, I'll salute you whenever I see you. These blasted brutes! They attack our camp constantly!
Target went out of range.
who's here! We could even hear the explosion from here! I felt awful when you left. I'd never imagined that you'd survive. And you were successful after all. I'll salute you 10,000 times. If we get rid of the Blood Alliance soldiers who have discovered our camp, we'd feel safe for a little while at least. I'm sorry to have to ask this, but could you help us once more? Can you tell General Laren of Holden Fort that the East Tunnel has been blocked? And if he asks you who you are and why you're giving him the message, don't forget to say that you're that crazy guy that Hilda recognized.
You don't look like a soldier of our kingdom. What business does a civilian like you have with Holdenford at a time like this? Is it true? I received a report that Sir Hari had died in battle. Looks like it's time for Hilda to be appointed to the rank of knight. Oh, it's more surprising than news about the explosion of a cave. His Royal Highness Louis is the only one Hilda has called crazy up until now. You must be braver than you look. Or more reckless, perhaps. More enemies are gathering here by the day. We've been able to hold out so far thanks to the magical barriers. It's all because His Highness Louis sent the royal treasure, the Sage's Stone.
Who are you? Huh? I haven't seen something. What brought you here?
There's something I need.
The barrier has collapsed. We are being overrun by the enemy.
Stop the monsters!
Let's go.
Red?
You can't do that. Please select a valid target. You can't do that. You can't do that. Please select a valid target. You can't do that. You can't do that.
What the hell happened? How can the Blood Alliance be popping up inside the barrier? The barrier stone has failed? Nonsense! That can't be true. Those barriers have blocked 10,000 armed troops of Targos. The Grandezas? The usurper has recalled a specter from the past. Could he mean to offer Florin as prey for the barbarians? Who are you anyway? And how could you know their identity? I'm a royalist, but I can't say I'm keen on House Abict. Though seeing what the Emperor has been doing, I can't help siding with the Abicts. For now, though, we should focus on stopping the Blood Alliance. Right. The Divine Imperator drove out the barbarian races from the northern continent, but he sowed the seed of disorder that thrives even now in Florin. He handed over the throne to Sharul, who was just a representative of the nobles, and Sharul's family have passed on his power through the generations. Of course, House Laren have been royalists since our foundation. Even my father sought to protect King Joffrey, though he lost his life to the swords of the aristocrats. However, it is undeniable that the Royal House of Florin doesn't have strong historical legitimacy. Not to mention the bloodshed. The family have been involved in several wars over the succession to the throne. The Habict Empire intervened in each war to put in place their favored candidate. Now, both the aristocrats and the ordinary people harbor serious hostility towards the Empire. Well, I'm just a serviceman. I'm no expert in politics. But I guess Crown Prince Victor is the enemy of the false Emperor, isn't he? If the usurper gets a stable power base, he will intervene in Florin more seriously. I think that would be why the aristocrats don't positively oppose helping the Crown Prince. Now, anyway, the matter is not about the conflict between the usurper and the Crown Prince. The survival of the Kingdom of Florin itself is in jeopardy right now. I'm Laren. I'm in charge of Holdenfort. What do you need from me? I'm Laren. I'm in charge of... Oh, you're the man from Crown Prince Victor. Welcome. As a matter of fact, I was going to send my soldiers to find you. There is something I need to ask you. We've just received a message from Prince Louis in the Royal Palace. It looks like one of the robbers who took the Sage's Stone has been captured, but he won't talk, and that's causing us problems. The title Grandeza is a ghost from the past, but you seem to be familiar with them. I want you to go to the royal castle and see if you can help interrogate this robber. You'd better take care of yourself in the castle, though. A representative of the Habict Empire is liable to become a target for the aristocrats. The nobles don't care whether you take the Crown Prince's side over Hartmann's. Historically, royalists have always been in conflict with the aristocrats, but it feels like that conflict has become more serious in the last few decades. Some time ago, Her Royal Highness Queen Marietta was assassinated. Even as the Queen died by the hands of the assassin, a maid of hers managed to flee with the infant Prince Louis to Marta. He was raised as a shepherd. Marietta's daughter survived the attack and grew up to be Princess of Florin. But the tale becomes more unusual. When the Princess Etoile was traveling to Hyricon in her capacity as envoy, bandits attacked her party on the road through the Flying Mane prairies. A shepherd boy saved her. Yes, the boy was Prince Louis. Quite a coincidence. He escorted her to the castle, and once there, discovered that the attack had been the work of the pro-aristocrats targeting the princess. Not long after, it was revealed that this shepherd was actually the Prince of Florin. Well, when a fine young couple in their prime has gone through an adventure such as they had, Prince Louis and Princess Etoile had already fallen in love. Well, they had their happy ending anyway. But other details are more pressing than their love. A queen assassinated, and an attack on the royal princess, even a foiled one. There is still a veiled enemy of the royal family in their own castle, so you should take care of yourself.
Please select a valid target. Target went out of range. You can't use that. 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 Please select a valid target. You can't use that. Please select a valid target. Please select a valid target.
Greetings! It's good to see you again. As you might have already heard from General Lauren, we managed to capture one of the gang who raided the barrier stone. It wouldn't be too much to say that the very existence of Florin depends on us retrieving the barrier stone. But he was a hard man to handle. Seems he was a member of the Ring of Assassins. He wouldn't open his mouth even with persuasion. And our persuaders are some of the best. You know, I assume that shepherding round here is quite an aggressive business. I have a few techniques I'm sure many people wouldn't be able to stomach, but I feel that even my skills won't be able to crack him. Although, I can think of one way. I'm certain it would work, but it would be hard for me to carry out alone, and I doubt my staff would be willing. Could I ask you to lend your help? It's a technique I inherited from my father, His Majesty. Let's say it's a secret method of the royal house Florin. It's a magic potion. It causes hallucinations and loosens the tongue. It can be extremely effective. All you need to do is persuade the assassin to take this potion. It should be far easier if you disguise the taste in a Florin wine. We have a few fine bottles that I wouldn't mind sacrificing. If you persuade him to drink it, he'd confess anything to you. Anything you ask. I mean, we can carry on torturing the pathetic creature. I was known for my fortitude and resolution as a young man, if you understand what I mean. Even amongst shepherds, some element of ruthlessness is required to establish one's status. But this drug is literally a last resort. After all, it makes you confess all of your deepest secrets. Oh, it must be an awful thing to have them ripped from you. I don't want society to become aware that the royal family holds this sort of resource. Well, that's why I'm asking this as a favor from you as an outsider. You have nothing to gain from exposing me. I guess my nickname, Shepherd Prince, sounds romantic to my people. But if I were the naive, rural young man that people think I am, I couldn't have saved the princess, or unveiled the aristocrats' hidden plots. We have very similar interests, don't we? I must retrieve the barrier stone, and you're chasing the Grandezas. And as long as the Northern Front is under siege, we can't send troops to aid His Royal Highness Victor. I'm a man of Marta. I lived half my life in the harsh, unforgiving countryside. And yet, I'm also the Prince of Florin, who returned like a fairy tale. I'm the man who will one day be the true king of this kingdom. You. Who are you? Oh, that pig couldn't get a word out of me. I guess they brought you in to try your luck, huh? But nobody can open my mouth. Wine? You mean I better quench my thirst before the torture starts, right? Oh, you Florins enjoy luxury even in the torture chamber. Or is it something else? The poisoned chalice. Did any other prisoners feel scared by the word? I'm one of the Grandezas. Death is not something I fear. I would see it as a favor. This torture is just tedious. Besides, the poisoned chalice. What luxury that would be. Even at the cost of my life. Those who have died lie before me. And the rest, will envy my death. There's something in the wine. I feel dizzy. Who are you? Someone brought wine. Did you finish him off? I can't see. I've been... Those Florins have near blinded me. Why? Why did you come here to save me? Why do you ask where Leone is? But an order was issued. It's forbidden to mention it once it's given. Besides, we're in the torture chamber of the Palace of Florin. Is that true? I volunteered to be bait to keep Leone safe. Leone has gone to the Singing Forest. I told her it would be dangerous, but she told me that she'd see her mission through. Please, keep Leone safe. We've lost so much. We can't afford to lose her too. And please tell her I'm fine. Others have spoken just as you do. But we're already so far away. Countless comrades have died. And countless more are still to die. We were forsaken by the Empire overnight. If it were not for Leone, we'd still be collecting money from thugs in the back streets. Even if this is wrong, I wouldn't go back to that pile of garbage again. At this point, there are more people who doubt the Emperor than ever before. In the past, we were in darkness, and we believed that we served the Empire. But if we look back at our actions now, I have many regrets. As our leader, do you still believe that promise? Would that old mage and his sinister magic really bring us to glory? Nah, I thought nobody disliked his actions more than you do. I feel dizzy. Oh, my head. It hurts. The Florins must have drugged me. Get away! Quickly! Before they come!
This is the Iron Protected Zone.
You're back. Well, what did you find out? They carried the barrier stone to the Singing Forest? Why in the world? Oh, that's not good. There's no way we can chase after them there. There's an old pact between the Singing Forest spirits and the Kingdom of Florin. According to the oath, humans may not set foot in the forest under any circumstances. It seems we can't help but ask Ozzel for help. He's a protector tree. He keeps the Singing Forest safe. Could you find him and tell him what we're up against? Nobody else can help me. Everybody else is bound by being of the Kingdom of Florin. I know that may sound like a play on words, but it's not so different from human diplomacy from that perspective. The point is, our oath won't be broken if you enter the Singing Forest. To protect the kingdom. Florin may be a wealthy kingdom, but it's always short on soldiers. I suppose it's true that the spirits protect the southern border for us. It seems I owe you once again. When you meet Ozzel, please let him know that there are intruders in their forest. Suggest that he drives them from the forest so we can capture them.
managed to make it this far. But come to think of it, you are different from them. I mean your fate. Anatavaran, you've come to stop them. You mean the Seed of Chaos, the Sage's Stone, Surma, and the Barrier Stone, you call it. It is too late. They have already gone into the forest. If you want to find it, wait. My eyes and ears are scattered everywhere in this forest. We will know where it is soon. I found where the Seed of Chaos is. We should eliminate it before the forest gets sicker. Why? The Seed of Chaos will eventually destroy everything. It is the power of another world. Then I see, Anatavaran. I'll trust your choice. You are the one who holds the light of providence. Tell me when you are ready.
You can't use that. Please select a valid target. You can't use that. Please select a valid target. You can't use that. can't use that. You can't use that. You can't use that. Please select a valid target. You can't use that. Target went out of range. Please select a valid target. You can't use that. 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 You can't use that.
ready. Let us be off. It isn't far away. The fairies have already detected man.
You can't use
Young souls, we must leave quickly. No, not again!
You can't use You can't use that.
Gotta deal with this seed of chaos at once. Let's go!
A walking tree. You must be the ancient elemental Guido spoke of.
How dare you! Leave the sanctuary immediately, human!
Who's ordering who now? I understand that ancient beings like you can't resist this power.
How do you possess this ancient power?
Then, I'll let you take care of the rest. Charge.
You can't use that. Requirements are not valid.
Hey, it's been a while. If only this joyful reunion came under better circumstances. I heard from His Royal Highness Lewis about Leone. I mean, the Grandezes. I've been chasing after Grandezes from Ostium. It looks like the ones I chased have joined up with Leone's gang here. His Royal Highness Lewis said that Leone stole the treasure from the Royal House of Florin. Gore's journal also mentions the treasure. Apart from the treasure, all the barrier stones from the era of the Lumen Empire are huge Surma chunks. The Grandezes are gathering Surma after all. Well, it's obvious that these dangerous people now have even more dangerous power in their hands. How could they defeat a legendary figure like the Protector of the Singing Forest so easily? What are they trying to do, though, using the stolen essence from the Wood Spirit? Right, and there is only one way for us to answer that. It seems the Grandez has already left Florin, Your Highness. We intend to continue our pursuit.
Your reputation has long preceded you, Matthias. If both of you pursue them, I'm sure they'll be dead before long. I hope you'll give them a death fit for anyone who stands against the kingdom of Florin. We have no choice but to abandon the barrier stone. But I have no idea how to defend ourselves from the Blood Alliance without it. For now, we better go to the northern front rather than chase after the Grandezza. We'll survive. Perhaps we're better off this way. High fences may help to keep out wolves, but they make the shepherd lazy in his duty. Perhaps this is an opportunity for me. And for Florin. Now that the barrier stone, our main protection, is gone, the kingdom of Florin faces a great crisis. And the aristocrats will quickly see, or I'll make them see, that they need to fight against the Blood Alliance, not the royal family. This could be the rite of passage Florin needs to be born again into a true kingdom.
It's unfortunate we haven't secured their help, but Florin will endure. Then, I'm sorry to have to ask, but would you take the lead in pursuing the Grandezzas? I must talk to His Royal Highness Louis further about what is to come.
Who's there? You speak our language, so I would guess you're not an orc at least. But lately, even humans are not always on the same side. A few days ago, a bunch of suspicious men passed by here. They were dressed in black uniforms with silver masks. I tried to confront them, but somehow they vanished. And there was a beautiful woman among their number. I think they went to the south, into the elemental forest. But you'd better give up the idea of following after them. The elemental forest. It must be nothing short of hell there now. Right. I don't know whether it's war or plague, but all the folk I see returning from there look deadly pale. Even if I believed half of what they say, I wouldn't go within a mile.
Please select a select a valid target.
Die.
Please select a valid target. Please select a valid target.